A chilling development has emerged in the aftermath of the recent ceasefire between Israel and Hamas. The Israeli government has received 2 bodies, which Hamas claims are hostages from Gaza, sparking intense controversy and raising questions about the terms of the ceasefire agreement. But here's where it gets controversial. Hamas asserts that these bodies are hostages, but the Israeli Prime Minister's office has not confirmed their identities. The remains were transferred to Israel via the Red Cross and will undergo formal identification. This transfer comes after Hamas claimed to have recovered the bodies in Palestinian territory on Saturday. The situation is further complicated by the fact that only 10 out of 28 deceased hostages' remains had been returned to Israel prior to this incident. The delay in returning all hostages, as stipulated in the ceasefire deal, has outraged many in Israel. Hamas blames the delay on the challenging task of locating bodies under the rubble, a result of Israeli airstrikes. In a bold move, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's office has ordered the closure of the Rafah border crossing between Gaza and Egypt until further notice. This decision is contingent on the return of the final hostage remains and the implementation of the ceasefire agreement. The Rafah crossing is a crucial passage for Palestinians seeking medical treatment and for thousands of others trying to return home. The Israel Defense Forces, IDF, have emphasized that Hamas must adhere to the agreement and facilitate the return of all hostages. However, the U.S. has downplayed the notion that the delay constitutes a breach of the ceasefire, which President Donald Trump celebrated during his recent visit to Israel and Egypt. Interestingly, the full text of the ceasefire deal remains unpublished, but a leaked version suggests that it may have anticipated difficulties in immediately accessing all the bodies. Hamas accuses Israel of hindering the process by not allowing heavy machinery into Gaza for recovery efforts. The UN humanitarian chief, Tom Fletcher, paints a grim picture of the Gaza Strip, describing it as a wasteland where people sift through rubble for bodies and search for their flattened homes. This crisis is a direct consequence of the 7th October 2023 attack, when Hamas gunmen killed approximately 1,200 people in southern Israel and took 251 hostages. As part of the ceasefire agreement, Hamas released all 20 living hostages to Israel, and the IDF confirmed the identity of the 10th deceased hostage returned by Hamas. Additionally, Israel released 250 Palestinian prisoners and 1,718 detainees from Gaza. The situation remains tense, with a recent incident involving an Israeli tank shell killing 11 members of a Palestinian family. According to Hamas, the Israeli military claims the shell was fired at a suspicious vehicle that crossed the unmarked yellow line separating Israeli-occupied areas in Gaza. The BBC is seeking clarification on the coordinates of this incident. The death toll in Gaza since the Israeli campaign began is staggering, with Hamas-run health ministry figures deemed reliable by the UN, indicating that at least 68,000 people have been killed. A UN Commission of Inquiry report from September accused Israel of committing genocide against Palestinians in Gaza, a claim vehemently denied by Israel. And this is the part most people miss. While the return of hostages and prisoners is a significant step forward, the ongoing tensions and accusations highlight the fragile nature of the ceasefire. The question remains, can both sides fully adhere to the agreement? And what does this mean for the future of the region?